The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Breece Hall suffered an apparent injury at practice. We'll give you live updates on what we know. Plus, ESPN Jets insider Rich Cimini is pushing back on a popular Aaron Glenn narrative. Frankie V is going to join me. A lot to discuss. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
We sitting in here, we're excited as hell.
Now it's time to get to work. Are you a happy guy?
Oh my goodness, let's go!
I haven't felt joy talking about the Jets in a long time. When they announced it, I went, yeah! Let's go!
A new chapter for the Jets has started. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are tasked with shaping the future of this franchise. Will they be the ones to finally get it right? We will be here for every step of the journey on the Jake Asman Show, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. It is indeed the Jake Asman Show presented by PrizePicks. Before we get started, shout out to everyone who has subscribed to this channel for helping us reach over 60,000. I can't speak. 60,000 subscribers. We couldn't do it without you. Our post-game show Friday night for a Jets preseason game is approaching 20,000 views alone. So to all our new listeners, welcome. And to everyone who has been here, we got you covered every step of the way throughout the Jet season and then the off season, where who knows what will happen. With that, we say hello to our guy, Frankie V, part of the Gangs All Here podcast with the New York Post and the co-founder of U Stadium. Frankie, unfortunately, we got to start with some negative news. This breaking in real time, the Jets are practicing right now for the first time since their game Friday night against Tampa. And Brian Costello, your co-host on Gangs All Here, here are two tweets from Kaz. The first one, Breece Hall caught a swing pass and then pulled up and fell down. Trainers looking at his right thigh. The follow-up tweet from Kaz is, my guess is a groin injury for Breece. He's walking off slowly with trainers. So not an ideal start to the week. Obviously, we don't know anything beyond just the fact that Breece Hall had to leave practice. Aaron Glenn will speak in a little bit, so maybe we get an update there. But what was your reaction to seeing the news about Breece?
I mean, listen, man, the first thing I thought of was on that run in the preseason game, him sort of stumbling there and me instantly wanting to blame the turf when this happened, but it wasn't on the turf, right? It was on grass at Florham Park. So this is unfortunate. It stinks, man. I mean, you don't want to see this. The good thing, I guess, here, the silver lining is it seems to be a groin-based injury versus a leg-based or a knee-based injury or an ankle-based. So I think it's better that it's a groin thing, but you never want to see Breece Hall, who's had injuries obviously throughout his career, and they've sort of derailed him a bit, because the thing with Breece Hall that gets me excited is, can we get him back to that rookie year form? And what's stopped him or what's hindered him from getting back there are these injuries. So the last thing you want to see with Breece is him having to deal with something else. I want a Breece Hall that's 100%. I think we all do. So we haven't really seen that since his rookie year, honestly. So it stinks. They're going to put him on ice, I assume, until week 1. I would assume, right? I mean, you're not going to play him in preseason game 3. So you won't see Breece until week 1, and we'll get a diagnosis as to what it is. But it's Braylon Allen time, I guess. Little Braylon Allen.
Yeah, I mean, at least Braylon Allen looked good in the preseason game for what it's worth. But look, we don't know the severity yet. I think you make a good point. You much rather groin than
definitely,
lower leg or something like that. It was scary how it was originally reported, though. Like, I saw a tweet from Rich Cimini, and it just says Breece Hall goes down untouched while running after a catch. So you're like, oh my God, non-contact injury. You fear the worst with something like that. But the fact that there's additional reporting that it looked like he was favoring, according to Kaz, his groin area. I don't want to call that encouraging, but it's certainly better than what I think some of us were thinking originally when we saw that tweet from Rich Cimini, but we'll see. Some other notes from camp practice, which just ended, meaning Glenn will speak in a bit, so we'll get an update from the head coach. It feels like it was a veteran rest day because if you look at some of the guys who didn't practice today, you didn't have Micah Fitzpatrick out there. You didn't have Demario Davis out there. So it does feel like the Jets were giving some of their vets a day off, another recovery day. Geno Smith was out there practicing, which is notable, of course, because we know he didn't play Friday night. Cade Klubnik started the game. So Geno Smith was out there, although there was a tweet that said that Geno Smith looked like he was limping ever so slightly from Rich Cimini on his left leg. So if you look at the state of the Jets here, not great with this Breece news, not ideal with Geno, but at least Geno was out there practicing, and they said he was day to day. At least he got through practice today.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a veteran rest day. I was assuming that. I mean, you have the Monday after a preseason game. It was going to be a lighter sort of practice, and if you have veterans like we do, we have a few that need those days off. So the interesting thing there, though, is with Geno, I want a little bit of an update on that because people have speculated: is it ankle? Is it foot? He had a sleeve on his leg. That's not really something to deal with your foot. So is it a calf thing? I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there. So I'm curious as to what the Jets say and what Glenn's going to say quite shortly about what is the Geno injury, because something had to have happened between Thursday and Friday where you are getting news an hour before the game starts that Geno Smith has a foot issue that's going to cause him to not play. We didn't know that on Thursday. Nobody did. I don't know. Cade Klubnik found out about an hour before kickoff that he was starting. So something must have happened that maybe they were waiting to see how it would look. And then Friday rolled around and it didn't look all that well right before kickoff. Maybe he did some drills on the field and something was not getting any better or didn't feel right. So they chose to play Klubnik. So that's a little bit of, I don't want to say concern, but I'm curious what the Jets say. Is that soreness? What kind of soreness? Where's it stemming from? Because you have a sleeve on your leg. That's not your foot, right? So I don't know.
I mean, he went through practice today, so I'm not going to be overly concerned about Geno. But again, what we saw Friday night could happen in a regular season game, right? Geno suffers some sort of injury in practice, or he's unavailable for whatever the case may be for an actual game. And then you're going to Cade Klubnik. So based on what you saw, Frankie, how would you assess Cade Klubnik's performance Friday night? Do you still think the Jets should add another veteran quarterback? Let's talk Klubnik and what we saw from him in his preseason debut.
Well, listen, I wish I saw more to have a better assessment to be made here. I mean, you had a guy attempt 7 passes. Brady Cook attempted 15. I don't understand the logic there. So I agree with you, or I agreed with what you said. I said the same thing. He should have played more. It's impossible for me to give a good assessment if you don't have enough of a sample size. And the only sample size we had was those 7 attempts. And I thought he looked really good. I thought the moment wasn't too big for him. I thought exactly the things that you liked about Cade Klubnik in terms of him being a confident pocket passer, having the cajoons to kind of throw the ball down the field, not being shy in the pocket. I thought you saw all those things, but you didn't get enough of a sample size. So it's impossible for me to say who Cade Klubnik is because he just didn't play enough. But from what I saw, I thought his arm is lively. You clearly see a kid that has a lot of power in that arm. So he can really deliver that football. He can be a little inaccurate at times. That's something he's got to work on, a little accuracy issue he has there. But in terms of arm power, he has it all. So I just wish we would have saw more of him. Listen, I don't think we need a veteran quarterback. This whole conversation, the Jets need a veteran quarterback, to me, doesn't make any sense. You need a veteran quarterback for what? If Geno goes down, you're going to have somebody come in and steer you in a 6 or 7 win season. And who's available too? Is there a veteran quarterback here? Yeah, if you're the Chiefs, if you're the Chargers, if you're the 49ers, you need a veteran quarterback. You're the Packers, maybe a team like that. You need someone that maybe could just keep you, into playoff contention. Who are we going to bring in as a veteran right now if Geno goes down that's going to be able to steer the ship into what, a playoff appearance? I don't see it. I actually think Cade Klubnik offers more upside and the what if than a veteran would. So if you want to like see how much upside you have if Geno were to go down, I think Cade Klubnik is more of the kind of quarterback you're looking for there. I don't see the need for a veteran here at this point.
Well, to me, it's more about, do you want someone to be a better QB3, right? Like Bailey Zappi's not the guy. We saw that. We already know what Brady Cook was before he had to throw 15 attempts, as you brought up in that game on Friday night. So it's like, do you bring in just another veteran just to have another guy there? I think that's the argument. Clearly, they love Klubnik, though, because they're giving him every opportunity to be their guy, which is why it makes no sense he didn't get more passing attempts in his debut. I mean, you look at some of the quarterbacks around the league that were rookies. Fernando Mendoza, 10 of 16, 97 yards. He played a lot more against the Cardinals in his debut. You go down the line. You had Ty Simpson playing a ton in his debut for the Rams over the weekend. There were so many other quarterbacks. Drew Aller played a ton in his debut. You go down the line. I just didn't think it made any sense to not let Cade go out there and play. And there's some trying to defend the Jets saying, well, they didn't want Cade out there with the backup offensive line, which is silly because he was only going to play with the backup offensive line if Geno Smith was deemed healthy. That's who he's been playing with in practice. That's how it goes. Like Mendoza is the number one pick in the draft. He's out there with the backups because Kirk Cousins is going to start for them. So to me, it didn't make much sense. And it's unfortunate because you only have, 2 more preseason games left. And if Cade's going to be the backup, I'm not convinced he's even going to play in that final preseason game. He'd be too valuable at that point.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Listen, you have a rookie quarterback. He's in there. He's cooking. First drive, makes some nice throws to Mason Taylor, has some nice throws to Garrett Wilson. Things are going well. You settle for a field goal. Next drive, it's a scoring drive. I know Braylon Allen basically carried that drive, but you score. Have him come out again. Show the league. I always say this about football. We have to understand something about the NFL, and I don't think it gets talked about enough. Football, in a lot of ways, is war, right? And you want to show the other teams that you're not the same old Jets, that this is different. The vibe here's different. The culture's changing. Have Cade Klubnik looking so good in that 10. Go out there and drop it on him. Have him go out there and throw for 200 yards in the half. Have ESPN cover it that he's, leading touchdown drives. Put something on notice for us. What happens? The opposite happens. You put in Bailey Zappi, he throws a pick six, and the joke continues. The vibes are killed. The energy's done. This is what we deal with all the time. And I know this is like a weird point, like everything else I say, but it's true. You want to go out there and say, the Jets are different. Look at what we're doing. Look at what this kid that we drafted is doing. I feel like Glenn, even after the game, Glenn could have spoken highly of Cade Klubnik. How did he perform? Oh, he did a good job. We're proud of the kid. Like, why don't you say, man, Cade Klubnik slinged it out there. We love that kind of performance. We're looking for that again. That's the kind of quarterbacks we want to bring in here. Say something like that. You want to be like some motivator, like say something motivational. He comes out, he goes, oh, it was a great job by the kid. We're proud of him. Like, next question. Like, it's like he didn't want him to play good. Like, he almost didn't want this controversy with Geno. What I would have done is I would have had him play the half, regardless of Geno's situation, and say, this kid is good enough where Geno better play really good too, because we got that kid looking to take his job. And don't get it twisted. Cade Klubnik's looking to take Geno Smith's job. And I love that. And I love that about the kid. Say what you want about the kid. Not my favorite quarterback in a vacuum, prospect-wise. And who the hell am I anyway in that regard? So it doesn't even matter. But what I do love about the kid is how competitive he is. So let him go out there. Right, Jake? What are we doing?
To me, it made no sense. And Glenn's explanation after it just was not smart.
No, it wasn't.
It didn't come across like a head coach, which has been a problem, as anyone with a brain has understood with this guy.
I need to see Bailey Zappi and Brady Cook. Really? Yeah. We need to see we need to see Bailey Zappi and Brady Cook in equal amounts of reps as Cade Klubnik, who looked good. What are we? This is why this stuff here that we overreact on. Oh, it's preseason overreact. No. These kind of decisions, the things that these coaches have done here, is why the Jets are where we are right now. Why we're 15 years in a playoff drought, and the team that's the second longest drought is the Falcons with 8. By the way, we're almost double the playoff drought that the second. This is why, and I'm sick of it. I'm not, and we're gonna have storylines like this, I'm sure, all season.
Aaron Glenn, speak of the devil, at the podium, providing an injury update on a bunch of Jets, including Breece Hall, who left practice with an apparent injury.
Guys that have vet day, Minka and Double D, they're doing just fine. Garrett came in this morning sick. He was throwing up. All right, so obviously he'll be fine. Injuries that actually happened in practice today. Breece strained his groin. I don't think it was a big deal, but I want to make sure I get the evaluation on that.
Okay, so Breece Hall leaves practice with a strained groin. You heard Glenn also update Garrett Wilson.
That's good.
Hope he feels better. He's puking, so I guess Garrett Wilson is puking after watching how the Jets practiced today, because apparently it wasn't a great one from what I was seeing online, but we'll cover that this afternoon on the show. That said, veteran days for DeMario and Minka. No surprise, Breece, he's sick. Breece Hall, strained groin. Glenn doesn't think it's serious. Here's a follow-up to Aaron Glenn. He's asked what the next steps are for Breece.
Presumably, would he just go for imaging on that as part of the evaluation?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. The thing is, we want to do everything we can to make sure that we all get all the answers we have when it comes to those injuries.
So he's going to get imaging. So hopefully it's not serious. Running back, strained groin, not ideal. Better than how it was originally reported. Non-contact, Breece Hall goes down. You're like, oh, this ain't good. And people can't blame the MetLife turf for this one because the Jets practice on grass at their facility.
Yeah. No, it's not good news, because the good news would be it's nothing. But a strained groin for Breece is better than anything leg related for sure. He's had leg injuries, so you don't want that. I mean, groins kind of stink a little bit because they linger. But yeah, if you had to say Breece had an injury today and you had to pick one, I mean, a strained groin or a groin injuries at the bottom of the, sound the alarms list of injuries. So yeah.
Other injuries. This one wasn't really reported a ton, but all of a sudden, Maury Bamba.
Oh, come on. Don't tell me that.
Not good news. The star of the game on Friday night, he didn't practice today. Reporters saw him working out in the rehab area with a brace on his right knee. He's going to be out a few weeks with a knee injury, so that stinks. That probably cost him the rest of the preseason. So who knows if we ever see the great Mo Bamba suit up for the Jets again. Stigger's in concussion protocol. I'm sure he'll be back at some point soon. It felt like it could be Stiggers versus Bamba for that final corner / special teams gunner role. And now with Bamba suffering an injury, you hate to see it. I don't know if there's enough time for him to get back and possibly still make the team. So maybe he's a practice squad guy if no one claims him. But that's disappointing because he played really well on Friday. I was excited to see more of him in the preseason. That's what the preseason's for. So Bamba out a couple of weeks, according to Aaron Glenn, who's speaking at the podium.
Yeah, man, unfortunately, that might cost him a roster spot here. It is what it is. It's a brutal business of the NFL. So, I mean, what a preseason game one for that kid. 4 pass deflections in a game. I was saying it. Some corners don't have that in an entire season. You have 4.5. That's impressive. Shows he can play. The moment might not be too big for him, or he likes to step up to the moment. But the Jets will have him in the pipeline, though. He is an older prospect too. So it'll be interesting to see how his path kind of goes, but I would doubt that he makes the roster at this point.
Maury Bamba, knee injury, bummer. So wish him a speedy recovery. There was some positive injury news, at least. Joseph Asai, he's working his way back, and T'Vondre Sweat is working his way back. Both guys off the PUP list, starting to ramp up. So Sweat's the biggest news. That's the most encouraging thing out of all this, I would say, from the weekend, because I think T'Vondre Sweat is vital for this defense to have a chance to be successful this year. So he's got enough time from now until week 1 on September 13th to be ready to roll.
Yeah. He's going to be vital, man. We need him. I was saying this, and I said this to you, Jake. We need him for week 1 specifically because I think when you get a big boy like that playing against his former team, he's going to want to make a play or two. It's just going to snap where he's going to run over, bulldoze into that offensive line or over them and get to that quarterback, maybe a strip sack. So Sweat, the one game if you want Sweat to be playing in is week 1 because he definitely has anger towards the Titans. When you get a big guy like that pissed off, you're going to have a snap or two where he just blows it up. And maybe more than a snap or two. So we want Sweat for game 1, especially considering how important game 1 is.
Gigantic game for the Jets. There's no doubt about it. Hit the like button if you're joining us. Frankie V from U Stadium is our guest. Today's raffle prize, get ready, Jet fans. A Hall of Fame item is up for grabs. Signed Kevin Mawai Jets helmet is the prize across our shows today as we celebrate 60,000 subscribers. So we have a Jet player whose number was in the 60s. Kevin Mawai, number 68 on the field, number 1 in your hearts. Signed helmet by him is the raffle prize up for grabs on the show. Enter by gifting a membership, sending in a $10 super chat or higher to purchase raffle tickets. And of course, you could Zelle or Venmo if that's easier for you as well. Big shout out to Ozzy Fullers. He's the first to enter on our show today. We also have a new set of weekly raffle prizes that I will share in a moment. But first, hit the Jet chant, Woody. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Woo! Kevin Mawai, is he rooting for the Jets or the Titans, Frankie, in week 1?
Well, he's going to be rooting for the Jets, man.
Yeah, he better
of course
be.
He's going to be rooting for the Jets. Probably my favorite Jet of all time right there.
Really?
Yeah, I love Kevin Mawai, man. I loved him when I was younger. I used to play O-line when I was a little fat boy, and just seeing him pulling. I thought he's one of the best centers. I mean, he is one of the best centers of all time. He used to pull, man. The way he just used to run that line he was awesome. He used to, in open space, Curtis used to talk about Kevin Mawai, how he used to be he had vision like a running back as a center when he used to pull, and the way he would see things. He was so aware in open space and so athletic for a big guy. So I used to love him, man. If you ask me my favorite Jets of all time, he's probably number 1. Seriously, for me, like who I liked growing up. So yeah.
Outstanding. Love that. Kevin Mawai.
Kevin Mawai is awesome, man. Yeah.
Well, that is up for grabs. If you want to enter the raffle, Frank, you can gift a channel membership.
I might.
And
yeah.
we will
I'll tell my cousin to do it. My psycho cousin. Yep.
The other prizes this week. Full size. That's right. This is a full size Chad Pennington helmet. That's our top prize. Prize 2 in our Sunday raffle. Again, congrats to our 3 winners from yesterday. Signed Darrelle Revis football and another prize to be announced. But our top 2 prizes have been announced, and that is a Pennington full-size helmet and a Darrelle Revis autographed football. Frankie, let's talk more about this preseason game that we watched on Friday night. Beyond Klubnik, what did you think of your boy David Bailey getting your first opportunity to see him up close and personal in game action?
Exactly what I expected. I think he showed that he has that same burst off the line of scrimmage that I was looking at throughout the offseason. I liked the command that he took from the Tampa Bay offensive coordinator and offensive line, that they were totally aware of who David Bailey was. I mean, they weren't allowing him to destroy their game plan. I love that stunt move he ran. That kind of helped Will McDonald get home, and I thought that was beautifully done. Could have been a little tighter in his action there, but I thought he did really well, man. I thought he had beat the Tampa Bay tackle at a point on one of those last pass rush sets and got a little bit held. I did think his footing was a little bit off. I think that turf, man, for someone playing on that turf for the first time, coming from grass, I think it was a little bit of a transition. He slipped a few times. You saw his footing not really get under him, which I can't stand that turf, by the way. I cannot wait for them to get rid of that field turf. I think it's a catastrophe in more ways than one. Nobody dislikes that turf more than I do. I'm at a 10 out of 10 in dislike for it. But I thought he played really well, man. Yeah, he had a good run stop, sort of went around the guard after starting in a 2-point stance. I thought it was good, solid, like a solid B plus performance. Wasn't an A plus. It's not like he had his, patented spin and got home and got a sack, but people want him to get a sack, every 5 or 6 plays. If you do that, you're gonna end the game with 5 or 6 sacks. It's not realistic. So it was good. It was good. I'm telling you, he's gonna be a baller, man. He's gonna be a baller. It wasn't enough though. Like with sample size, I hate like critiquing 1 or 2 plays. You saw him not have contain in one play that sort of freed up Boslick, whatever that quarterback is, and he got outside the pocket. That's what edges do, man. I mean, I've watched tape on TJ Watt. I've watched tape on Von Miller, Aldon Smith. I was talking about last night. One of my favorite rushers I used to watch all the time. These guys get on the outside and they will lose contain. It comes with the territory. You're not, you got to understand. If you haven't, and I'm saying this respectful, I'm not trying to be rude about it. If you haven't watched edge rushers, kind of start watching them before you have such a big opinion about what they do. It's a different position when you're rushing the passer. Julius Peppers used to lose contain. Guys will lose contain. Bailey's going to lose contain, but he's going to get home. So it comes with the territory, but I thought it was good. Good overall performance.
Yeah, I mean, he had 8 snaps, so like having a strong opinion one way or another is tough.
Yeah, it's impossible, Jake. It's yeah.
I will say I was encouraged by the first step. Seeing that quickness in person was exciting. I mean, he was right there in on the sack, the one that McDonald ended up cleaning up. Like Bailey was right there. If it wasn't going to be McDonald, Bailey was going to get him. So, that was nice to see. But again, there's context because it's the 3rd string quarterback for Tampa. It's not even their number 2, and it's backup offensive lineman. So, you want to see the Jets defense go out there and come up with 2 quick stops like they did. That's what they're supposed to when they're playing their starters. Beyond Bailey, though, Frankie, anything else stand out about Aaron Glenn coaching up this defense, at least with the starters from what you saw?
Well, I'll give them some credit. I'll give Glenn a little credit here. I thought they did well in their run fits. So Tampa had 22 carries, I think, for 69 yards, something like that. Less than 3 yards a carry. That's good. I mean, that's good run fit. So I thought, again, I think this front seven's good. I know DeMario, people say didn't have a great game because of PFF score. He didn't play that much, so whatever. But I think the run fits are good. I think what Carl Dunbar's bringing to One Jets Drive is good. And I think we're not going to be as bad against the run this year as we were last year. I think they're going to be okay against the run. I liked what I saw versus the run. Some other quick notes I had. I really liked this Jordan Clark kid. I just think he's always around the football. And I think if there's ever a team that you're going to be able to say that they should consider not giving you maybe a 53, but definitely having you on their practice squad and quickly being able to bring them up throughout the season, this is the kind of team that I think you can do that in due to what this secondary looks like. So I liked Jordan Clark a bunch. I thought he made some plays. Then I think, listen, if this Quentin Skinner kid is going to keep making plays like he is, you got to consider something with the guy. I mean, like when guys and Jamal Pritchett's another one.
Pritchett's if guys better than Arian Smith.
Hey, listen, he probably is. If every time Pritchett is there's a play to be made, he makes it. What else do you want the kid to do? He does punt returns. He breaks a few tackles. You give him a wide receiver screen, he picks up 6 yards. Like the kid's a baller, I guess. Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Arian Smith is not ready to be an NFL wide receiver. So I know my point last time. I'd rather have him over Isaiah Williams as a wide receiver. No, I wouldn't. Probably wrong on that. But Jake, this team has a bunch of guys like that on the fringe. And then I would just give the nod to guys like Jamal Pritchett that actually do things. Not that, you think are going to do things. Reward guys for their merit. Pritchett, every time he touches the ball, Jake, and Pritchett was going to be a big-time player last year if they didn't bring in and they didn't find Kane and Isaiah Williams. Pritchett was going to be that kind of guy. And again, you see the value of a coach like Chris Banjo. Anyone that comes through that pipeline of being a kick returner / wide receiver or running back too, if Kane, you want to consider him that, they're good. They're good players.
Amen. I totally agree. I've seen enough from Arian Smith. Like him being a good gunner shouldn't save his roster spot. There's other guys that
no way
good gunners too, and I trust Banjo to be able to coach up different guys in that department. That's what the benefit of having good coaching allows you to do. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. If you just tuned in late, we're giving away a signed Kevin Mawai Jets Hall of Fame signature helmet on the show. Big thank you to Ryan McCarthy, who is Ryan Mack. He gifted a channel membership to our community. Let's go. You enter before this show is done. Frankie, a lot still to talk about with this game, but first I want to talk about our sponsor, Brooklyn Bedding. I've been sleeping in my Brooklyn Bedding mattress the last couple of weeks. It's the best mattress I have ever owned. I recommend the queen size Aurora Lux cooling mattress, medium firmness. Get the cloud pillow top. You'll thank me later. It's the most popular option on the Brooklyn Bedding website, and for good reason. Perfect combo of comfort and support. Cooling technology has helped me stay comfortable throughout the night without waking up overheated. This is the mattress for you. Try it yourself. You'll see Brooklyn Bedding is offering something that I think is outstanding, a 120-night sleep trial. So if you don't love the mattress you select, you could pick out a different one, but I'm pretty confident you're going to really like it. Go to brooklynbedding.com, use the promo code Jake, and you'll get 30% off site-wide. That's brooklynbedding.com, promo code Jake at checkout. Frankie, in terms of what you want to now see going forward from the Jets as we move to Friday night against the Steelers, what's the rep count? How many drives from the starters? Let's assume Gino's going to be healthy and he's going to be available to play. What do you want to see from the Jets in terms of the second preseason game now?
You know what, man? I probably wouldn't play Gino again if this is an issue. I would do what I would have done in game one. Give Klubnik the first half, especially now if Gino, it looks like he's healthy. There's no reason. Give him the first half. Have a script that is heavily swayed with passes, with passing plays. Have a highly down the field sort of script mentality. That's what I would do. I would get the ball down the field. I'd let Klubnik show what he has. That would be my first order of business for preseason game 2. I think that'll help you get a sense of these receivers. Target Arian Smith a bunch. See if he could deal with it. I mean, the one thing Klubnik will do, will throw that ball up there and give you a 50-50 ball. I mean, it's not always the best, but it's a 50-50. He has no shame in getting that ball up there and letting the receivers make a play. You want Arian Smith? Arian, you want to make the roster? We're going to target you a few times deep down the field. We'll give you a post corner and we'll give you a streak. Klubnik, throw it up there. If the kid can't make a play, maybe he gets cut. I would target Isaiah Williams a bunch across the middle. Frank Reich knows how to run those mesh concepts. Have Isaiah Williams running a bunch of stuff across the middle. Is this guy really going to be able to be a slot receiver come Sunday, or is this just a cool training camp story? You got to test these things out. So I would definitely have Klubnik. Then Klubnik's the perfect quarterback for that. Very cerebral, gunslinger mentality, not afraid to throw the ball. If he throws a few picks, he throws a few picks, whatever. This is a test out. I mean, this is what preseason's about. So I'd have Klubnik play the entire first half, and some of these fringe players / positional battles with your receiving core specifically, have Klubnik be the guy to kind of deliver and see how that works out. Omar Cooper Jr., target him a load, in that first half. It's a no-brainer to me. This is the kind of stuff you want to see.
What's your take on the Omar Cooper discourse that some Jet fans are perturbed that seemingly Isaiah Williams is ahead of him now on the depth chart, and not seemingly, he started over Cooper? Are you concerned, or is it more about Isaiah Williams being awesome at camp, or does that give you any pause for concern with a player the Jets drafted in Omar Cooper in the first round?
Well, if you remember with Omar Cooper Jr., if you look at his production last year, let's say at Indiana, it came in spurts. So, for example, I just pulled it up. 1 week he had one catch for 40 yards. The next week he had 10 catches for 207 yards and 4 touchdowns. Then he had 6 catches for 78 and then 3 for 31. That's kind of what Omar Cooper Jr. is. When he's featured in game plans, when Indiana featured him highly, he's highly productive. When they didn't feature him much and he was a second or third option, sort of disappeared a little bit. And I think you're seeing that now. I think when he's not your wide receiver 1 or 2, he's not going to really, I don't know, what's the word, cut your teeth? How do they how they phrase that? But he's not going to make his way into being a first round pick wide receiver. I think Omar Cooper Jr., for you to see what kind of player he is, he's going to have to be your wide receiver 2, and he's going to have to be targeted to a degree. I don't think he's got, I don't know if I want to call it like the speed or the underneath ability, but I don't think he's like your slot wide receiver 3, and that's like the kind of role that you want to carve out for him. I think he's got to be an outside wide receiver 2 like he was at Indiana at some point. Now, may not be anytime soon, but at some point, you got to put him in that role. Like at some point, you want him to overtake A.D. Mitchell as your wide receiver 2. Obviously, you drafted him in the first round, Jake. You traded up for him actually too. So you clearly have you didn't draft this kid to be your wide receiver 3. You drafted him to be a 2 or a 1B in a perfect world. So he's got to get those looks. At Indiana, he would have big games and he would disappear when they were targeting him, and they had a very strict regimen in terms of how they ran their offense at Indiana. I mean, Fernando Mendoza knew basically exactly what they were going to do and who they were going to target. And when he had his, targets, he came through Omar Cooper Jr., but it wasn't always like that. So I use him on during game 2. Like have him in preseason game 2 be your wide receiver 1 if Garrett's not feeling well or something. Why not? That's a perfect opportunity. Klubnik to Omar Cooper Jr. Target him a bunch. See how that works. But there's not a concern from me. But listen, I do think when we look back, man, in 5 years at this draft, and I hate saying it like this, but this is just the reality of how drafting works. You'll look at Bailey, Sadiq, and Cooper. One of those 3 is not going to work out, and I don't think it's going to be David Bailey.
If it is David Bailey, it's your fault. So you're responsible.
If it is, it's my fault. Yeah, but I'm saying when you look back, like it's tough to hit on 3 picks, even if they're all first round. It's tough. You hit on 2 usually. So I think between Sadiq and Omar Cooper Jr., I think one of those 2 may not work out at the level that we're thinking. It seems to be trending, I think, more in the Omar Cooper Jr. realm, even though Sadiq's hurt, because it's tough to see a fit for him.
I thought Cooper looked pretty good on Friday when he played. He was out there with the backups, but it's not like he looked like overwhelmed. He didn't look like Arian Smith. He caught the passes thrown to him, made a nice, did a nice job finding a soft spot in his zone on one of those bigger completions.
Yeah, Jake, the thing is, this league, the NFL, they have really good receivers. Like, you go down the list, you got a ton of ballers out there, and you have a ton of good wide receiver 2s. For you to, get those looks and command those looks and get that respect from secondaries, you got to, play at like a supreme level when you're considered a first-round pick or you're considered a wide receiver 1B. So I think he's got a lot of things to do, but I think he's going to get there. I like Omar Cooper Jr. I do. I think it's too new. This offense is different than what he ran at Indiana. They didn't practice enough. But Jake, I think preseason game 2 is a perfect opportunity for him. Perfect. And for Klubnik. Make Klubnik and Omar Cooper Jr.
You better see more Klubnik, man. I mean, come on. If you want to be your number 2, he needs more than 7 passing attempts in a preseason game. Now it's game 2. I doubt he'll play in the third game if you're dead set on him being your backup. So we got to see Cade. Now we're presented by PrizePicks. Use the code HMA when you sign up using my link in the description. And if you play your first $5 and win, you're going to get $150 in lineups. They added a new Garrett Wilson prop that I want to share with you. Garrett Wilson, more than 2.5 100-plus yard receiving games. This feels like, assuming Garrett's healthy, and today he missed practice because he was sick and vomiting, apparently, so hopefully he feels better soon. But assuming Garrett's healthy, and he certainly looked like the Garrett Wilson we remember in his limited opportunities on Friday, I think Garrett Wilson will definitely have at least 3 games where he eclipses 100 receiving yards. I just think Geno Smith's going to pepper him with a ton of targets, for real.
Yeah, it's a good one. That's a good number. I think 3, if he has 3, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked at all. I'm curious how much Geno Smith's going to target those tight ends and AD. I know he likes those guys, so he likes to target his tight ends and AD. I actually thought, to be honest, it was nice to see Cade Klubnik throw him that dig or dagger route and just throw it up to Garrett. I really hope we get more of that this year. Let Garrett go and make plays, because that's all the kid knows how to do and all the kid does. So, yeah, it's a good number.
Garrett Wilson in his career, let's start from his rookie season. He had 1, 2, 3 games his rookie year where he had over 100 receiving yards. In 2023, Garrett Wilson had 1, 2, so 2 games where he went over 100 receiving yards. And again, we all understand it's not Garrett, it's more the quarterback. 2024,
he had
so
3, right?
This is the Aaron Rodgers year. He had 3, 1, 2, and he had 4 in 2024. Okay,
all right, 4, nice.
And that
last year he had what, 1?
Last year he didn't have a single 100-yard game. He had 95 in the first game. That was the closest he got to 100.
I thought he had. He didn't get it that first game.
A few 80-yard games.
If he caught that last pass, he would have had it, right?
Yeah, I guess so. You're right. So I think this is I would play this in any of my future.
Yeah, this is a good one.
PrizePick lineups.
I would take this with either quarterback playing. I even think if you got Cade playing at the end, assuming Garrett's healthy, I like that. Yeah, that's a good number.
Make your own PrizePick lineups. Again, download the app using my promo code. Open phone lines for those of you who want in on the conversation. We're talking all things Jets. Shout out to Ozzy Fullers, who entered our Asmaniac raffle for 1 by gifting a channel membership to the community. Ozzy, thank you. Let's go. This one is from Shooter, who says, poor Jamal Adams. You see Jamal Adams suffer a season-ending injury, getting hurt at MetLife against the Giants in the Vikings-Giants preseason game on Saturday, Frankie?
Listen, man, that turf needs to go. It's just enough is enough. And I'm not even blaming that injury on the turf. Players hate it. I have not seen one player come out and say they enjoy playing on that. The other thing is the Jets practice on grass. You practice on grass and you play on field turf. Doesn't make any sense, or whatever kind of turf you want to call it. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. If anyone out there has played football, you know how different it is playing on grass and playing on field turf. Jake, when you talk to players, ask them that. It's a completely different, man. This team, I feel like, would be better if they played on grass. Honestly, I think, and the Jets and Giants have both been victims of this. 2 worst records in the NFL over the last 10 years since that piece of crap got put up there in East Rutherford. It's insane, man. It's just, get rid of it. They did it for the World Cup. The grass looked so nice in that last World Cup game, didn't it? Nice and bright, good colors, natural feel. Players like it. It's a little giving. They're talking about now the turf, the fact that players were stumbling in that first preseason game. I was hearing some people say, well, the turf has to be like, you got to give it a little bit of time for players to play on it for it to completely mesh with the surface or whatever someone was telling me. I'm like, are you joking me? Think about what you just said. We're talking about playing on carpets here, basically. It's like a carpeting operation, which is really what it is. It's a carpet with fake grass on it. That's what this field turf is.
It's been a terrible problem for a long time. And the fact
it's not natural.
The fact that 2 NFL franchises, though, share the stadium and just don't want to spend the money to do it is terrible. And that's really what it comes down to, and spend money to add the technology where you could roll in the turf or the grass and then roll it out and keep it fresh like we see these European soccer stadiums have. I did see the Bills. Their new stadium is grass. However, their playing surface apparently was trash, all the players were saying. So the Bills are having field issues as well with their brand new building, and they actually have grass fields.
Yeah, the thing with grass, though, when grass is not done properly, it'll give, but you're not going to deal with some ligament issue because it just gives. It's very giving. I assume that kind of, I don't know what that kind of, it depends. If you have short grass, it might not be as giving, but the turf isn't giving at all. You're not, there's no divots really in there. It's just, it's not giving you much. So I think I'd rather even have grass not even done properly to a degree, but they've done studies. People have said that there's more injuries on this turf. People have said it's equal. I have no idea.
Rick Kent with a great line. The fans in Buffalo can't see the field either. You see some of these obstructed views in this new stadium. How does that happen?
Dude, that's crazy. If I had season tickets, that's I'm giving those right back. I'm selling those tickets real fast. That's crazy, isn't it?
Nuts. And some of it is very preventable. It's the first couple rows in the upper deck you can't see because of the way the railing is set with the stairs to get up there. I get it if you're the last row all the way up and there's something that's slightly obstructed all the way up. But like these are like the first couple of rows in the upper deck. Those are good seats for anyone who's ever sat in those type of sections at a football game before. You see everything from those sections.
Yeah, man, that's rough. Then there were some videos with some of these fans that are saying not only do I have an obstructed view, but I have people constantly walking in front of me back and forth, going to the concessions or the bathroom or whatever, and it's like affecting my ability to like focus on the game.
Crazy.
Awful.
Crazy world. Big fella with a super chat. He cuts the line. Let's talk about the other Cooper. Inez is a beast. He was graded out as the Jets' highest player. What did you think of Inez Cooper in his debut? Frankie, you're a former offensive lineman. Did you like what you saw from Inez?
Loved it. Loved what I saw, because the thing with Inez Cooper, when you were going into the draft with him, you had all of the tools, but you wanted him to play with really a good center of gravity and good pad level. And you wanted to see him be a little bit more of a mauler, because sometimes his pad level in college at Miami got a little high. Remember, he played at Miami. They were one of the best teams in college football last year. He protected one of the best quarterbacks in Carson Beck. So he was good. He was very good. So, yeah, this looks like a good pick. Good pick, kid from a good program. He's able to do what he did. Seemed like he's getting coached up pretty well. It's good. That's probably the most underrated storyline out of preseason game one, that you have a guard that gives you flexibility and a lot of depth. So that's big, because I was worried that, coming out of the draft, that we didn't address interior offensive line, especially in the 4th round. So it's good that you settle with someone like him later on that gives you that interior offensive lineman depth / he might be competing for a starting job in a year or two. So let the kid keep playing. Let him play a lot in preseason game 2. Let him and Mr. Club over there get a lot of reps, and we'll see how it goes.
Comments, questions, your super chats. They always cut the line. Hit the like button if you're just joining us. We have almost 400 people watching on a Monday morning, which is a great number. Shows you football's back. Welcome to all our new subscribers. Everyone who found us either some of our pre-tape videos or the shorts. Hopefully you're now finding the live show. For those new around here, we're live at 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, and live for 3 hours, typically after every single Jets game, including this Friday night after the Jets wrap up with the Steelers for a 7 p.m. kickoff in that one. Peter Castro with a super chat says, Frankie's 100% correct. Glenn sucks.
Yeah, man. It's just, listen, man, I'm going to reserve judgment for the season. I mean, we did all the, bitching and complaining and critiquing on Glenn last year. I was right there with you, Jake. A bunch of us were. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt until week 1. So I'm not going to go too crazy about preseason. I just couldn't believe that you got this rookie quarterback who's balling, you take him out, and then when you're asked about how his performance was, you sort of shrug it off and you say you want to play these other guys equally. I mean, if you want to be, what would Dan Campbell do? You know what Dan Campbell would do? He would say, that guy, Cade Klubnik, that you just saw, that kid's a starting quarterback in the NFL. Like Ben Johnson said about their backup quarterback, Tyson Bagent. Similar. Tyson Bagent, look at what Ben Johnson said. He's one of the 32 best quarterbacks in the NFL. Now, I wouldn't go that far with Cade right now, but say something. Say something to get the positivity, the mojo going. It's like he just wants to, Gino's the guy. Let's quiet down everything. It's not the kind of coach we were sold on. We were sold on a brash, motivational kind of guy. In your face, Dan Campbell like. You think Dan Campbell, if Cade played the way he did, first of all, he would have played more. But even if he just played those 2 series, Dan Campbell would have been amped after that. And it's those little things that players like. It's the little things that motivate the guys in there that they like. Not to mention it's an important position in quarterback, especially even if he's a backup. Get it going. Forget Geno Smith. Who cares? Like, don't treat this guy like he's anything than a veteran on his last team with a starting ability. I mean, it's Geno. We're not talking about, bringing in Tom Brady here like we're Tampa or something. Like, let him compete. And if Cade takes his job, he takes his damn job. Not my problem. If you're the coach, it's their problem. Let them compete. I just don't like if Glenn's just doing this because he's trying to save his job and he knows Gino raises the floor. All right, fair enough. I get that if you're trying to preserve your job or you're trying to have some job security. Wouldn't you rather Gino compete with this kid to get the best out of both? That'll help you even more. It's human psychology. That's all
Gino,
it is.
You couldn't sell anyone on Cade having a legit chance to compete with Gino. My bigger issue is just the explanation. Like, I think if you're the head coach, you can't simultaneously say, yeah, he got enough reps, but then I don't know how many reps he got, and then say, well, you wanted to distribute the quarterback reps evenly. Like, come on. You can't sell us on this being a competition where Brady Cook still has a chance to be the number 2. He doesn't. On the depth
It wasn't
chart,
even.
Right, on the depth chart that the Jets released, the unofficial first depth chart, it was Klubnik as 2, and the 3 was listed as both Zappe and Cook. Like, for those who haven't seen it, this was Glenn's answer when Rich Cimini asked, I thought the best question of the presser, did you consider playing Cade more than just the 2 drives?
I just felt like that he had enough plays at that point, and
So if he had enough plays, how many plays did he have?
really wanted to make sure I had a good shot at seeing all 3 of the quarterbacks. So, when I said Gino was going to be down, man, I knew at that point that, man, I was going to try as much as I can to see all those guys. I can't tell you the rep number right now, but I want to make sure that it was somewhat even across the board. But again, I'm happy how he operated.
Like, the answer doesn't make sense.
Even the end of that, I'm happy. You're happy how I'm ecstatic how he operated.
I just don't like the way Glenn discusses quarterbacks.
Same here.
This is a bigger picture problem.
Yes.
If you're going to let this man select Arch Manning or Dante Moore or insert whoever your favorite college quarterback is, that the Jets are going to take one of them in all likelihood in the 27 draft, I don't trust him to oversee that player's development. Like, I understand Frank Reich is there, but Frank Reich is in his mid-60s. We have no idea what he is as an OC, what he has left. Like, that's the problem, big picture, why this stuff matters. Like, listen to how Ben Johnson talks about quarterback play, or Clint Kubiak, or how some of the other coaches around the league discuss nuances of the position. Glenn doesn't do any of that. I don't trust him to oversee the development of a young quarterback. And I don't want to make the mistake that the Jets made with Darnold, where it's Todd Bowles and then Adam Gase as his coaches, right? I like it. Just, you need someone that has a clue how to speak quarterback lingo. I think that's really important with a young player.
100%, Jake. 100%. Listen, he made his bed with Justin Fields last year, and that burned him bad. He almost lost his job over it. And now you're going to make your bed with Geno Smith? That's what it seems like here. He wants to make his bed with Geno Smith. Good luck.
Geno Smith is going to take them to the promised land. And then he also said,
you're right.
Geno Smith's best days of football are still in front of him.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's something that I would never say or think about. And I don't think people that have watched this game or know this game or know how this game goes would even consider that a rational or smart thing to say. It's just not. It's complete, just, I don't know. It's just complete coach speak, I guess, just to kind of, pump the situation up. But it's not reality. And when you have a kid like Cade Klubnik who's balling, you don't say it then. Like, why does Geno get all of this praise? All these, good things said about him, but Cade has a good game and nothing said. Like, it's not consistent. And I just think he wants to make his bet with Geno. He does not want, I think he might be preventing a quarterback controversy to a degree. I don't want, people to think that Cade could compete with Geno here. No. Cade should be competing with Geno. Everyone in that room should be competing with the starter. That's just a fact. I don't care. Unless you have a top 10 quarterback in the game, if you don't have a top 10 quarterback, you should have your quarterback for competition, or top 15. Have him for competition. Geno's not a top 15 quarterback this year.
I agree with you, but
he's just not.
It's just not realistic to expect the team to take seriously Cade Klubnik as a 4th-round pick competing for the number 1 job. Like,
why not?
Because Geno's significantly outplayed him in camp thus far.
I don't think so. I'm not sure about that. Geno hasn't looked all that great in camp, Jake.
But he's had better moments than Klubnik has.
He has. He's been more consistent.
I mean, the
but
one day
I don't think Geno's looked all that great in camp, though.
The one day I was there, Geno Smith looked great. Klubnik threw 2 picks and struggled. I understand
that was the best. That was the best Geno day, by the way. When I was there, he wasn't all that great, but
neither was really Cade. Like again, I just don't think it's
Cade did have that throw to Arian Smith, and Cade. Listen, Cade is Cade, but I'm saying, Jake, you're not going to know who Cade needs to be. Cade in these preseason games.
I agree with you, but I don't think you could sell the team on, it's a competition between Geno and Cade. Like, I just don't think that the team knows who the best quarterback is. It's Geno. And I'm not telling you Geno's great. I'm just telling you Geno Smith at this stage is a better quarterback right now than Cade Klubnik.
He is. I'll play it. I'll play this card though, right? Let's play. I'm playing a little bit of.
I agreed with this last year, though. To your point, last year I thought it was ridiculous to anoint Fields as the starter with 0 competition. Tyrod was better. We knew this.
Yeah, hear me out on this. Play a little. I want to play a little chess here though versus checkers. If I was a coach, if I were to say there's a competition for QB1, I think that'll make Geno Smith better. I don't want Geno to be complacent here. I want Geno to put in an extra hour. I want Geno to stay in the weight room for an extra hour.
I want him to bring in like an Andy Dalton then to have that or Derek Carr off the couch and have him compete with Geno.
Maybe fair enough. That's a good point. Yeah, you might be right there. Yes, but I'm saying I don't like the thought when we brought Geno in. I was scared at the thought that if he was just given the job, he'd get too complacent and he'd be too relaxed overall, and he'd implode eventually because he just doesn't have the stress test required to be the starter here. I think they needed to put some sort of competition there. You saw with Fields last year, I'm just saying. But I'm with you. Geno's going to be the starter if they had a competition. Cade's not going to, beat him out. But it's good to think that someone's there to take your lunch. It puts a little urgency, right? Some players are the best when their back's against the wall. Geno's actually proven in his career when his back's against the wall, he plays his best football. Some guys play like that, man. It's like the Baker Mayfield kind of attitude, like my back's against the wall. Everything's crashing down. I need to make it happen. I think you need to put that out there for someone like Geno too.
424 people, only 104 likes is crazy. Everyone hit the like button and subscribe, says Callie Jets. I appreciate you, Callie. You are spot on. Again, Kevin Mawai's signed helmet is up for grabs on the show. We're a little light on membership so far. Only 3 have been gifted. Let's start the week off with a bang. I'm going to gift a membership right now. If you want it, like the video, make sure you are a subscriber, and I will send in 1 gifted membership to get someone entered to win a signed Kevin Mawai helmet on our show today. 1 membership has been fired off. Hit it.
Get up. Let's go.
Listener, Weed the People. Shout out to Weed getting a gifted membership there. Love to see it. So, Weed, you are in our raffle today for 1 entry. Big fella writes in, AG is consistently inconsistent. It's a superpower. Is that actually Aaron Glenn's superpower, Frankie? Being inconsistent?
Yes. That
play call is my superpower, really.
Yes.
I mean, you get quotes like that, and then you get other quotes that I don't know. I don't. I'll be honest. As from a personality standpoint, I don't really understand the guy much at all. I sort of get reads on people. He's someone who's tough to get a read on. So I don't know. Whatever.
I'm not trying to be a butthole. A butthole.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mad Max, who was at the game Friday night, courtesy of the Asmaniacs, who donated tickets for Mad Max and his group of 4 to attend the game. He's paying it forward. He gifted 5 channel memberships. Hit it.
Who want to fly with them?
Jimmy from Seattle, Sergi Logic, Fit for Life, Louis G, and ML Theodore all receiving a gifted membership. We'll do a few calls with Frankie, then we'll let him run. We're going to be live this afternoon in the 4 p.m. hour. Robbie Sabo is under the weather, so if it's not Sabo, it will be Connor Long, who was at Jet practice today.
Wow.
So we'll get the recap from Connor and find out if we get any.
There's something going around. I was a little sick too the last couple of days, kind of under the weather. What's going on? Garrett's throwing up. Something going around.
Sabo, I think, was just sick after watching David Bailey do his thing, Frankie. It caused illness and injury.
Well, I think he got a little happier seeing Arvell Reese play a nice game at middle linebacker. So I'll give the Reese people some credit. You look good at middle linebacker. I'll throw him a little love there.
Arvell's
Again, middle
Army.
linebacker. I don't want a middle linebacker second overall. Sorry, but he looks good at middle linebacker. Sonny Styles didn't look that good, by the way. Just not to keep tabs on. I hate this tab stuff on preseason, by the way. You won't see me playing those. I won't play a guy down. So I could have posted about Sonny Styles. Everyone wanted him at 2. It means nothing really, but Arvell looked good at middle linebacker. He could be a really good one, actually.
Ladies and gentlemen, to your calls we go. Ron L started off today.
Hey, Jake. Hey, Frankie.
What's up?
Today, I'm going to try to sign up a little later. I don't mess around with that stuff. My son's home, so he'll help me, and I'll get my first membership. I always hear everybody doing it, and I don't. But I will do it today, a little later. Your next show, you have a 4:00 show today.
Join the Patreon, Ron. We need you in the Discord.
That's what I'm going to do. I'll join that, and he'll help me out. I don't honestly. Here I run computers at work. I never do this stuff, but other than call, that's the easy part.
Hey, that's all good.
But anyway, so yeah, Frank, you're right about it all being just coach speak. Jake, when you nailed the other day when you said, what was he coming out for? How did he not know how many plays he was in? Even the series, we all knew how many series. You just had to watch the game. And to take him out, he acts like he's got Joe Montana and Steve Young, like, we want to get these guys, just a few reps and get him out of the game. This kid has played 40 college games and he survived. And now he's here. Get him in the freaking game. How did he not play a half? I was actually, I know it's preseason, but I was furious. I'm like, get this kid. And I don't buy, we want to end it on a good note. I know he didn't say it, but people said, no, you are in a good note. Go end it on a bad note if you have to, but let the kid play. Let him get out there, throw the ball around, get comfortable. You saw a couple of times where he and Garrett were almost clicking there, but get the reps. I just don't understand it. Like, it was just, and then to say afterwards, I wanted to watch all of them evenly. It's all a bunch of gibberish. It sounds good if you're listening to Parcells or Sean Payton or something, because they know what they're doing. This guy hasn't figured it out. So he's just saying stuff that I think he watches ESPN like us, and he hears these conversations and he just repeats them, because it made no sense whatsoever to watch the garbage we watched when you had a kid that you right there could say, hey, kid, go play the half. Go play it out. Let's see what you got. I mean, I just don't understand it. And you bring it up several times, Jake, about it, and you're 100% right. Like, why did he come out of the game? He's not Joe Montana,
It was so obvious that once Gino's not playing, you give Klubnik the entire half. Let him. It would have been great to see him in that 2-minute drive at the end of the first half that they ended up with the field goal. That's a great rep for Cade Klubnik to take in a game scenario. 2 minutes into the half, go drive the field. I don't need Bailey Zappi to do that. He's not going to be the backup quarterback on this team. I need Klubnik to do that.
And even guys with your other players on the team, aren't you going to get a better sense of these other wide receivers and tight ends if you have an actual quarterback that knows what they're doing, delivering the football, versus Zappi and freaking Cook? How are you going to see if Quinn Skinner should maybe make the team over Arian Smith? You're not going to see it with these terrible quarterbacks. Brady Cook and Billy Zappi, for him to be the backup is insanity. Billy Zappi should not be on an NFL roster. When we brought him, Billy Zappi had a cute 2 games in New England 5 years ago.
I was shocked how bad he was, though. To be fair,
he's terrible.
He was 4-5 as a starter somehow. He somehow won 4 games, and Connor Long brought this up. Good job by him pointing this out. 3 of them were on the road, so I was shocked just how awful he looked.
Yeah, man.
How many opportunities do you get? We only have a few preseason games. This was a perfect opportunity to put him in with some receivers that he doesn't throw to every day and say, get out there. You got the starting offensive line. How many of those opportunities are we going to get? As the season goes up, preseason goes on, these starters start playing less. They'll play a few more reps. He had a whole half. He could have really, had an opportunity. That's all. You have these opportunities. You got to get them as a head coach. Make the call,
Amen.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't even. I mean, after those first 2 drives, it was a disaster. You didn't see anything. You saw the whole vibe. I mean, and listen, it's not about winning a preseason game, but I'm saying even from an evaluation standpoint of the offense, things just became so flat. You're playing handicapped because your quarterbacks are so bad. Cade was balling. He's young. He knows how to play quarterback. He's had over 40 starts at Clemson. He knows what the hell he's doing. Have him out there and run the show. He plays with the twos anyway. What downside does that do? Does nothing. Yeah, if he gets hurt, all right. If anyone gets hurt, then don't play anybody ever. Then I guess. Come on.
Right.
I couldn't have disagreed with people like, oh, you're overreacting. Maybe I probably am, but what else do you want me to do?
It's about opportunity.
The problem is this coach doesn't get the benefit of the doubt anymore.
Yeah.
He went 3-14 and was inept for the entirety of his first year. So people could say, oh, who cares? It's preseason or it's a backup. It's like all this stuff matters, man, because like if Glenn saves his job, you're not just committing to him for another year. You're letting him oversee the development of a quarterback. And we just know how damaging it could be if you get the wrong coach around a young quarterback. Sam Darnold's a Super Bowl champion. The Jets drafted him. He's not on the Jets anymore. Go look back what happened. For those who forget, it was the Jets failing Sam Darnold, not the other way around. So that's my big fear with this going forward.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for taking my call, Jake and Frankie. Have a good one. See ya.
Ron, thank you. Keep it rolling with your
Later.
calls. This guy's a huge Frankie V fan. You're going to love this. But first, Phil D'Angelo in the raffle for 2. Thank you very much, Phil. Give him a round of applause. He says, don't tell my wife. Nobody tell Phil's wife that he entered the raffle to win a Kevin Mawai signed helmet. Tristan Oliver is up next. Hey, Tristan.
Hey, good morning, guys. Frankie,
Good
your
morning.
glasses look great, man. And your background's consistently deep blue. Looks amazing.
Does it really? Wow.
Yeah.
He's giving me a compliment to start off because he's about to get at me. I know the game, Tristan. I know the game.
Listen, man, I'm tired of being considered the negative fan. I'm just gonna give my broad, real points about
I appreciate it.
and then we'll keep going. I get the whole point of we thought that Bailey got double teamed the entire thing. I thought that was more of like the right guard seeing color and then shifting over to help out his person. I don't know if it was designed double teams. Outside of that, it's an undrafted free agent, right tackle. I mean, I don't know what we should really expect out of that. I would have expected a little bit better, a little bit more online. I feel like if McDonald would have had a game like that in his first season, we would have been killing him. I feel like he should be stronger, able to shed those blocks a little bit better. But
Who's sorry, I'm not following. Big Donald?
McDonald. I apologize.
Oh, I think you said Big Donald. I'm like,
no.
Wait, what?
I'm saying like let's say McDonald got washed down and
yeah.
got sacked,
Sorry,
right?
I was like, wait, I'm not.
Misspoke. It's still early over here.
Yeah, no, you might have said McDonald. I didn't hear it. Sorry.
No, it's all good. If he had got washed out past that sack that he actually made, like if he was too deep and he just kind of got washed by, we would be killing him. Those are my only points on Bailey. Other than that, I don't feel like you cut Mo Mama because he got hurt. I feel like you cut somebody else where we're kind of oversaturated. Like, Ruckert could play the fullback position. Cut Anthony Beck. We're so
Andrew
terrible.
Beck. But they're going to probably keep Jelani
Andrew
Woods,
Beck.
though, Tristan. So it's not as easy as you think.
He
He could be a practice squad guy, though. I don't know if anyone would necessarily claim Bamba if he is not healthy and he doesn't come back. Can I ask you something, though? Remind me what your criticism the other day was of Bailey. You didn't like the fact that he didn't have any swag, right? No gloves, no wristbands.
I mean, I knew that when we drafted him, it just looked just as ugly when he was on the field.
Did you see practice today, what he was wearing?
No, I
think he watches the show. This was David Bailey today at Jet practice. Now, do you like
who put that together? That's actually awesome.
Shout out to Addy of Addy Show fame for sending me this.
You know what? He might listen. Tristan would love him if he came out like that.
I can't see what you're showing, unfortunately. They won't show it to me. It's all good though.
I'll say this, Tristan. Listen, your point about the guard seeing color and that not being a double team is 100% right. That wasn't a predetermined, we're going to double the guy. You're in your gap. You're waiting for a stunt to come through, and you're just playing your gap assignment. So I'm with you there totally. I think it was a little bit overblown. See, I'm being fair here. See, I'm not always biased. I'm being fair where I think it was overblown. People say, oh, Tampa just came out and they were going to double team him every play. Nah, not really. They did chip him though, and they were sliding protection
there
on
was an
him.
intentional chip on the second
Yeah,
guard,
which I think he did a bad job of giving it too much attention. I don't think he needed to give it that much attention. But I do think for the reps that he took in the limited sample size, it was fine. It was not like you're not sounding the alarm one way or the other. You know, I don't think it's not. We wanted to see a sack. I would have liked to see one. It was a UDFA. He did get around them. Listen, I guarantee if he had another 10 snaps against a UDFA, though, Tristan pass sets, he's getting a sack or two. I'm just saying. So it's tough.
I prefer it was fine over.
I think you're muted,
Bailey
right?
was this game wrecker, and they were gonna they designed their entire game plan around him and stuff like that. Like I prefer it was fine. Like I prefer it was fine.
I can't hear Tristan. I'll come back, Jake.
You can't hear him? I hear him.
Okay.
Sorry.
I hear you, Tristan.
What's up, Jake? How you doing, man?
I'm great, man. We're living the dream.
Dude, your Knicks won.
World champions.
I know I'm changing the subject right now, but I can't even explain how happy I am for you.
Leon says Tristan's tribalism shows he's not anti-Bailey because he is a University of Miami guy who is a Bane simp.
No, because I said the other day that I felt like we had a better position of need that could have been reached for over the defensive end. Did I not? I mean, I like Bane. Frankie, I did put a bet out to you. I know the other day I heard that you don't take bets. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I do. Gotcha.
I don't know if you saw it.
Can you hear me?
$200, 3 categories: QB pressure, sacks, and tackles for loss. I don't really think you could count setting the edge, right? So the player has to win two of the 3 categories. And then if they're separated by more than 2 games by injuries, then the bet is off.
That's fair. What, between Bailey and Bane?
Correct.
Let's go. I'm down.
All
Done.
right, bet. Let's do it.
All right.
Sounds good.
Cool. That's
outside
good.
of that, I mean, like you guys.
So what is it again? QB pressure, sacks, and tackles for loss.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I like that. That's fair.
Yeah, 2 out
and then
of 3.
if it's so if one player plays 14, the other one plays 17, it's off. But if it's 15 and 17, it's still on.
15 and 17 is still on. Separated.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well thought out. I'm down. There we go.
Right.
Nice.
Awesome. Let's do it. Add me back on X so you get my notifications. We'll work like that.
Done.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. Guys, I'm trying to fix my reputation here. I was a little really upset. Like
You're good, man.
I wanted something different for the Jets. It's okay. I'm not gonna root for Bailey to suck. I'm just gonna say that it wasn't the best decision at 2. We could have got a safety. We could have got a linebacker. With how horrid like the back end looks and the improvements that we made on the defensive line over the offseason, that could have been a little bit lower on the priority list in order to make it get done. Because as you guys know, I don't feel like we force teams into pass-only situations enough for Bailey to have been the second pick. Right?
Listen, man, you're taking Tristan. Edge is always a premium position. It's
taking it four out of the last 5 years. We've taken edge in the first round.
Yeah, but look at their defensive line. Their defensive line had nobody besides McDonald on it that could rush the passer. So you need a pass rush. There was no corner they could have taken at 4. There was no sauce in this draft, or a corner at 2, excuse me. Like their options were limited. They invested in corner. They used a 2nd-round pick on D'Angelo Ponce, top 50 pick. They used a 3rd-round pick a year ago on A.Z. Thomas. He's going to get a chance to start. Hopefully they develop him into a good starter. They traded for Minka Fitzpatrick. You can't solve all your issues in one draft or one offseason. They tried. I think they've improved the team. I think Glenn's superpowers is play calling, right? So expect him to be able to create opportunities for this defense to be successful. If not, he's not going to be here.
All right, so
Tristan, hold on real quick. Did you see Caleb Downs' play-by-play in his first preseason game? Literally, he's just not around the football at all. I mean, it's not his fault. It's just the ball's just not going your way. There's a reason why safety's looked at the way it is. And edge, you're in there. You're pressure. I mean, yeah, you're more involved in what the quarterback's doing, and you're directly involved in a lot of ways because you're the main point of pressure for the quarterback. So that's why offensive tackles are so important too. So, I mean, I just to say people, I've been reading some stuff online. Jets should have thought about Caleb Downs at 2. Are you out of your damn mind? I mean, that would have been nutty, complete nuts. So give it time, man. We'll have a clearer picture of this. And if the Jets were to draft Arvell Reese, they would have put him at edge. They wouldn't have played him. I think Harbaugh did something really smart. They converted him right to a middle linebacker. That's smart. Smart, really.
My hottest take, I know you haven't heard this yet, Jake's heard it already. My hottest take for the late round picks is that Cooper, the offensive lineman, will be a starter on this team before the end of the year. We're going to kick all those guards into center. So I know Jake didn't see it on film until this past Friday. I had been saying it all off season, but that's it. All right, guys, you have a great day. I'm going to get to work now. I'm slacking.
Tristan, thank you. Mr.
Later.
Frankie V, you got time for one more call?
One more. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is a man who is
as long as it's Gary.
Nope, it is not.
If Mad Max ain't yapping about Jets, that boy, he's jamming. He's standing, freaking dancing, wall smashing. I'm Jake Asman. If Mad Max ain't ever stopped yapping, that boy, he still be dancing. Then call Jake Asman. He got an orange wall.
What's up, Asmaniacs? Can you guys hear me?
Oh, we hear you.
Oh, man. So this
Can you hear me?
This coming Friday, we play versus Steelers, and the theme of the game, we are playing our old former quarterback. So this is the reunion. The theme is the reunion. Aaron Rodgers, we're playing our old former quarterback, Aaron Rodgers.
I don't think he's going to play.
I think if he's playing, though, we'll flip him around like hamburgers, Jake, We're going to play hard on defense. We're going to sack Aaron Rodgers so many times that he'll be kicked to the schnozzle so many times.
You think that Aaron Rodgers is going to be out there and they're going to leave him out there where he can get hit so many times? He'll be what, Mad Max?
He's gonna play the first quarter, but the Jets defense is gonna hit him so many times that he'll be rethinking about it, Jake. And in the week after that, Frankie, we're playing the Giants. And
Can you hear me?
Superiority. The Giants think, oh, they're superior to us. No, they're not, Frankie.
Beast says Max is blind as a bad car.
Beast is just jealous I was at the game. He does not have 35 world belts.
You don't think Beast has 35 world belts?
Of course not. No, there's no one that has 35 world belts. There's no such thing as someone having 35 world belts. No such thing.
This is quite the accusation you're making here, Mad Max.
Oh no, it's true. I can tell. There's no one has 35 world belts. It's just a lie. He's just jealous I was at the game.
You think
is
so?
Is Beast going any games this year?
October 25th, Beast Feast. Jets
is that a guaranteed thing? I mean, are you sure he's going to show up? I mean,
probably Beast.
A long time.
Probably Beast at Beast Feast in Chicago for the preseason game. He probably Beast Feast.
No, Beast is going to be there at MetLife in all the glory.
Do we stringing the cheese?
Tell him, Beast.
You're lucky I don't go honky tonk man on you and give you the nice number 29. Little rhythm and blues. You're lucky. You're a lucky man. But I'm gonna tell you, you're on hereby red alert right now, buddy. I'm gonna yank that brain of yours and I'm gonna break your goddamn brains in half and scatter them all over the place if you keep the shit up with me. Keep it up.
You can't even beat me in a fight.
I will take your fucking teeth down your throat. You little shit.
You think you and your daughter can beat me in the fight?
You're a whore. You're a whore.
Jeez, you can't beat me in a fight. Come on. You think I don't take one up for 10 years, but you think you can beat me in a fight?
I'm done with you.
On behalf of the Jake Asman Show, we apologize for the foul language.
Can you throw a punch, Beast?
I've had enough of your derated, sick face. When I come up there, I'm gonna knock your teeth out so bad. When I'm done with you, the last thing I'm gonna do is make a freaking squeeze box out of you and play the polka and go.
Oh man! Oh my God!
Yeah, I'll be playing the polka on your ass. I will play the fucking polka on your ass, and when I'm due, I'm gonna make sure when I'm done with you squeezing the freaking brains of yours, I'm gonna make sure they go. Yeah, broken accordion.
Oh my God!
You're a broken
you think you could beat me in a fight? You fruitcake? Really, Beast? You think you could beat me in a fight? I don't still going up for 10 years. Beast, let me show you. Let me show you some karate I will be doing, Beast. Let me show you some karate moves. We'll be like, throw some jabs. I'll grab your wrist. Be like,
slop.
You
couldn't kick shit, pal. You are not even hard enough to be in this top
the game
pal.
on the pavement, you know.
Let me get to a little listen. The guy from WCW, the trainer, he'd laugh at you and say, "What the hell is this guy? Who is this moron?" Even Paul White would laugh at you. Hell, even the American males, also known as Marcus Bagwell and Scotty Riggs. Who else could laugh at you? Oh, Fit Finley. Even
my God. Beast, let me give you a little history lesson. You think you have 35 world belts. You do not. Unlike you, I live in reality. I have an internship with Steve Mammoth. I have an internship with Circa Million. You are all fiction. You claim, you have 35 world belts. You do not have 35 world belts. Your daughter didn't have her 6th cheerleading championship. I was looking up in Arizona. There was no cheerleading championship.
With your dick. How you like that, hot shot? You brush your teeth with your dick.
Now look what you done, Mad Max. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had you cut you off and cast you out with the sodomites. Some time in here will make you feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give her 24 hours to think about it.
Get out of here. Jake, go to another car. I don't want to talk to him. Get him away from me. Get him away from me. Don't think I'm not stupid, son.
Great quote from Beast. Beast just said, quote, "Don't think I'm not stupid."
Damn right. And this, my folks, get your brand new Ultimate T-shirt.
That was a rumble.
That's such a great quote. Don't think I'm not stupid. I honestly, I've probably said that before myself. I'll just be honest. Just being honest here. But yeah, Jake, it looks like Breece Hall has a strained groin, but it will all depend on what grade it is. Is it grade 1 strain? Is it a grade 2? Is it a grade 3? So that should be a fun thing to wait on.
Zag Attack. Frankie came on to talk about David Bailey, and he stayed for the comedy show.
I don't mind that part. Never do.
Frankie, you are the man. We'll talk to you soon.
Likewise, brother. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Frankie V, U Stadium, and Gangs All Here with the New York Post. Check that out. A must listen every week if you're a Jet fan. Going to do more of your calls shortly. Joseph Freeman is in the Asmaniac raffle for one. Good job by Joseph. We got ourselves a brand new sponsor you guys are going to hear me talk about. We are now brought to you by Hexclad. I love grilling in the summer, and I'm pumped because I got some Hexclad barbecue products on the way that I can't wait to start using. I'm especially excited for the barbecue grill pan because it lets you cook vegetables, seafood, fish, kebabs, and all the smaller foods without losing half your dinner through the grill grate. Hexclad brings its hybrid technology outdoors, combining stainless steel searing power, cast iron durability, and non-stick convenience. You still get that smoky grilled flavor and great sear, but with way less sticking, scraping, and cleanup afterwards. And everything is built to make grilling easier, which is exactly what I'm looking for when you fire up the grill all summer long. If you're grilling this summer, upgrade your setup. Go to hexclad.com/Asman and get 10% off your order. That's hexclad.com/Asman for 10% off. Make sure to let them know the Jake Asman Show sent you. Aaron Glenn spoke earlier today. We played you part of his presser. Let's play the main presser here. We got the big update from Breece. We'll listen to Glenn. It's not very long, and then we will finish with your calls here on a Monday morning Jake Asman program. Here's AJ.
Morning. A couple of things here in today's practice. So we had two guys that had vet day, Minka and Double D. They're doing just fine. Garrett came in this morning sick. He was throwing up. All right, so obviously he'll be fine. Injuries that actually happened in practice today. Breece strained his groin. I don't think it was a big deal, but I want to make sure I get the evaluation on that. The one good thing about our players, man, they are honest with their injuries, and if they can go, they can go. But we'll try to be precautionary with a lot of those, all right, to make sure that we do the right things. Other guys, Michael Walker, calf. And then from the game, Bamba had a knee, all right. So I think he'll be out a couple of weeks, but he'll be fine also. It was good to get a number of our guys back. I think you guys saw Sweat back on the field today. Osai was back on the field today, so it was good to have those guys on the pitch count. It'd be good to watch the tape and see exactly how those guys operated, but it's good to have those guys back. When it came to practice, all you guys seen, there was a number of situations that I want to make sure that we hit. And I talk about this to the team quite a bit. We was in a backed-up situation, and everything is magnified for the offense in a backed-up situation. So, and even though it doesn't happen a ton throughout the season, when you go back and study it, man, they're critical situations. So I want to make sure that we understand exactly how to operate in those situations. And on the flip side, defensively, everything is magnified in the red zone for the defense. And I think you guys saw that in the game I think it was a second down, and we get a holding call, and we end up giving them a first down at the 2-yard line. So I want to make sure our guys understand those things. Our guys do understand them, and we have to operate, the way we need to be the best that we can be. So, again, good situational practice. Looking forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a good a long haul. I'm going to stress them a little bit, so the guys know that, and they're going to look forward to it. Any questions?
The groin strain's on the right side?
You know what? Let me find out. I just know he has a groin strain.
Presumably, would he just go for imaging on that as part of the
Yes.
evaluation?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. The thing is, we want to do everything we can to make sure that we all get all the answers we have when it comes to those injuries.
You don't want to see anyone get hurt?
Say it again?
You don't want to see anyone get hurt, but when you see your running back, who you guys just gave a nice contract to,
Yeah.
big piece of your always goes down, does your heart stop for a second there?
Here's what I do know that happens in this league is like injuries are part of this league. I mean, it's the biggest equalizer in this league. So I think as a coach, obviously you don't want to see any of your players go down, but you also have to continue to move forward. And that's why I operate in those situations. I think our medical staff do a hell of a job of evaluating the guys and then being able to rehab them and treat them to get them back on the field as fast as they can. So I have total trust in those guys, and I have total trust in Breece. He'll say exactly how he feels. So, but again, I want to get the evaluation, see exactly where we're at when it comes to that.
There are positions on a football team where you lose your starter and you're like, oh no.
I can't hear you.
I said there are positions on a football team where you lose a starter and there's a significant drop off. You see Braylon Allen as basically like a starter in this league anyway?
Yeah, well, here's my philosophy when it comes to that. And I know that most people think that once you lose a starter, there's a huge drop off. I like to look at it as all our guys are starters, and it shouldn't be a drop off. So anytime we lose a player, I expect the next guy to come in and operate, just as good, to be honest with you. So I think that you have to have that mentality. I think the players have to have that mentality. And for the most part, everywhere I've been, the guys have thought like that. So, because injuries happen in this league, So, listen, you don't want anybody getting hurt again, all right? But the next player got to be ready to go.
We touched on this at the beginning a little bit, but with Sweat, what's the next couple of weeks going to look like for him as he tries to get back?
Well, obviously he hasn't been out practicing, and we want to make sure that we take our time with him. I know there was a couple of times that he didn't want to come out, but that's just the guy. He's a competitor. But we want to make sure we do everything we can to manage him the right way to get him up to speed going into week one.
What can a player like that do for your defense?
Obviously he's a big man. Listen, he has the ability to take up two gaps, for the most part. And when you're able to do that as a big man, that allows the linebackers to get a chance to run. And also he's going to take up two blockers, which means they're missing a blocker, on someone. So, and that's the reason why he's here. And again, I don't want to sit here and just look at him as this big run stopper, because he has the ability to push the pocket in the passing game also, and I think he's shown that over his career. So, listen, I want to utilize that player and take advantage of everything that he has, and that's the plan with him.
Aaron,
obviously was out there.
Yeah.
Before go today, is that ankle done?
Well, listen, I don't think anytime you have a situation to where you have soreness or something, I don't think it's totally gone. You know, players understand how to manage it, and players want to practice because they want to get better. But we have to do a really good job of making sure that we don't push the limit so far that we end up going backwards. So, as you know, today was a day there was a lighter practice, and I want to see exactly how he feels coming out of this practice to see how we're going to continue to move forward.
With Pittsburgh coming up, just what do you want to see in the preseason game on Friday night?
Improvement. Listen, there were a number of things I saw in the game that I was really encouraged about. You know, defensive, I thought our guys did really good, you know, early on. I think when at halftime they had like 80 yards or something like that. And on offense, we had like 170 yards. So I want to see us continue to improve each week going into week one. And to me, that's why you're in training camp, you know, for guys to improve, understand exactly what you're doing. The discipline of what you're doing. I think in that first half, I don't think we had a penalty in that first half. Now, we had 6 in the second half, which we got to correct. But all of those things that we talk about, all those things that we're trying to get accomplished, I want to see us take another step when it comes to those things.
What have you seen?
Are we going to see the starters?
Is Kansas team seizing the opportunity that's in front of them?
Yeah, I was very encouraged by the way that he played in the game. And listen, he's a 6'1", 200-pound man with long arms. And the one thing I want to see him do was really disrupt the routes. And he did a really good job of that in man coverage. We had a very limited menu, you know. And, man, he went out there and executed exactly how I thought he should. Now, is he where he needs to be? Not at all. But, man, that improvement, speaks ton about how he's went about training camp.
That was a question about A.Z. Thomas, for those who couldn't hear the reporter's full question, because the audio is always not great with these things.
A couple more. Aaron, just a little off topic, but when you came into the league, right, the Jets were at Hofstra. What are your memories of being back there, and what do you remember about that facility compared to?
What are my memories? Oh, I got a good one for you. The Hofstra dorms, me, Webster Slaughter, Wayne Cribette, playing dominoes till 1 o'clock in the morning, for the most part, because there was nothing else for us to do. But listen, those are some times now, and just the dorms they had, and I did everything I can to try to make it seem like it was my own apartment, to where you know you take the double beds and you put the beds together, try to make you a king size bed. You bring your TV in, a color TV at that, and man, you try to make it as comfortable as you can, you know. But listen, I thought Hofstra did a hell of a job of how they handled the fields and how they handled everything, and it was some memories there now. It was memories, but 1 o'clock in the morning playing dominoes, that was the deal.
Last one. The other night, Minka's blitzing off the edge on the first snap in the game.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, is that you as a play caller maybe trying to? You don't often see that in a preseason game on the first snap. Is it trying to send a little message about?
No. This I think everybody in the league, you know, has this blitz, just a safety blitz off the edge, and I think it's a pretty good pressure to have in the preseason. Again, our menu is limited. You know, the thing is, man, you want guys to just go out there and execute the concepts that we have, and they did. And just to get Minka going, you know, early in the game, because I know those guys weren't going to get a lot of plays. So, and I thought he did a good job.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, thank you.
Question: do they not have colored TVs in 1994 when Glenn was drafted? He references colored TV he brought. Was that not a big deal at the time? Like, was it a big deal, I guess, to have a colorized TV in 1994? Before my time, but that, he was drafted in color. That you could watch the video of him getting drafted. He wasn't drafted when it was black and white. Beast says, I had a colored TV all my life. Come on, man. Beast, tell us about your colored TV. It'd be nice if we could hear you, Beast, but you got to unmute your mic. Can't hear you.
I have a 35-inch JVC D-Series color TV, and the damn thing is awesome. That thing can do wonders. And you know what? I don't give a rat's ass what this guy's. Is Aaron Glenn stuck in 1963, or is his brain somewhere in 1885? You answer that question. Answer the question. It's called, dude, what planet are you on? Are you a butthole? A butthole?
Yeah, you know, B, sometimes I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get back to your calls. Reminder, we are raffling away a signed Kevin Mawai helmet across our shows today. Let's get back to the Gustbuster Umbrella Hotline, where standing by is a man that we call the Rooster.
What's up, Jake?
Hello, Rooster.
I'm just going to ask you a question. Are we a serious organization this year in 2027 about winning? 2026. Are we? I just don't. They do things that don't feel like we're serious. And I'm going to give a crack at a guy we don't crack at a lot, and that's Muji. This quarterback room, if you're bringing Geno Smith in and you draft a fourth rounder, needs another real veteran quarterback in the room. Not Zappy, not that. I won't even mention the other guy's name who we suffered through the last 5 games last year. Brady, whatever the Brady Cook. Putting Brady Cook in a game is a waste of time. So again, I ask, are we serious about winning in 26? Then you go to the whole Geno Smith foot thing. Okay, he has a sore foot. They know Thursday. Why are they waiting an hour before? I mean, this isn't a regular season game. Why do they have to wait an hour before to tell you? Why can't they tell you the night before, hey, we're going to give Geno the rest. Cade's getting the start. Was Coach Glenn trying to be cute to win the football game?
Maybe he was trying to see how Klubnik would handle it if he found out before he had to start. I don't know.
Right. It just doesn't. I'm sorry. It just doesn't make sense. So, and then when they took Klubnik out, I almost fell off the chair. What are you doing? Like, you were going to play him with the second team. You said that. I'm not saying anything new. So what changed?
Right.
Unless Geno's really hurt, which we know he isn't. And why isn't Geno playing? I just, there's parts of me, like, if I was owner of the Jets, if the Rooster owned the Jets, I would fire Aaron Glenn today and bring McDermott in. What was going on with the timeouts? It just feels like there's a chance for him to practice. Like, there was no rhyme or reason to any of the way he used timeouts in the first half. That he's at the end. It just so feels there's no rhyme or reason this year. And that's why I'm saying, are we a serious organization with the way that game went? And then Aaron Glenn, what he just said on that press conference about the defense playing well and that we were ahead by 80 yards or so. Hey, dude, you played, there's the second teamers you played. What are you worried about being ahead? Or it didn't matter. What are you talking about? That you were ahead of them. And Tampa didn't play their starters. I just don't believe that this guy, this head coach, has a full grasp. He reminds me of the head coach I just fired at Syracuse, a guy that I loved as a player, one of the best assistants we've ever had in Adrian Autry, beloved, unbelievable recruiter. But when it came down to X's and O's, he couldn't do it. We got outcoached every single second half, every game. And that won't be the case this year. Side note, Jerry Mack will not get outcoached. So it just feels like with Aaron Glenn, like the things he says, it's like, we got to tackle better, block better. You think? I mean, that's football. Don't tell me that. The NFL, if you were coaching my 4th grade kid, yeah. I thought that's a given. Yeah, we got to block, tackle. Yeah, you got it. I mean, doesn't that come with the territory?
Well, this is my thing with Glenn. The idea that he was hired because he was like an elite strategist is nonsense. So, and I push back when people talk about, oh, he's taking over the defense. And then when Glenn tries to have revisionist history, it'd be like, well, that's what got me the job. And it's like, no, what got you the job was this antiquated thought that you need this rah-rah leader of men, culture changer. No, you need the best coach that understands strategy, X's and O's. That's what Mike McDonald did in Seattle, winning a Super Bowl. That's what Ben Johnson does in Chicago. That's what Shanahan does in McVay. It's not like the leadership quality, sure, but you need the strategy part as well. And I don't think we have a great strategist as our head coach.
We are going to be in every, maybe 95% of the games, we are going to be outcoached.
Probably.
And that's
until Aaron Glenn proves otherwise, we have the 32nd out of 32nd ranked coach.
And this is a quarterback, this is a head coach league, and we're still not there neither. Now, listen, when they drafted Klubnik, I was fired up, but I am not going to do it, Jet fans. We are still going to get a quarterback next year, whether it's going to be in a trade or whether we draft another one, and that's fine. Cade Klubnik, and again, I saw a ton of him at Clemson, and he showed a lot of good things. Let's not get bananas. In the red zone, we did nothing. We scored on the run. He was fine against second teamers. I expect him to struggle, and it won't bother me when he struggles because he's a fourth-round pick. That's what's burning me up, is that we are now putting Klubnik in a situation that he doesn't have to be in. If you had two veteran quarterbacks, that doesn't change after the bye week, maybe saying, you know what, the season's over, now we go to Klubnik. But now we're just maybe going to have to force him to do things if Geno gets hurt that he shouldn't have to. I don't want to see him in the first 7 games. I want to see him at the end. So I blame you, Muji. Maybe deep down, Muji's smarter than all of us. And he knows he doesn't have the head coach. He knows that. He knows he has 3 first-round picks. We'll play the season out.
Let's be real. Darren Muji would this is where like the Glenn trying to save his job doesn't line up with the Jets' long-term plan. Like if Geno goes down, Muji would love to see Klubnik play so we can form an evaluation on him before he has to draft a quarterback with one of the first-round picks. Whereas Glenn, he doesn't care about Cade Klubnik getting reps. He needs someone that could play and save his ass, which is another reason why I think
he should have played him.
He might have played way more than 7 snaps on Friday, so you could get him experience. He needs reps.
How can you say with a straight face that you need to see? You could want to argue Zappy that we need to see anything of Brady.
Zappy's fair if you want to say, but to your point, Brady, and I said this Friday, Klubnik first half, Zappy second half,
problem.
done.
Why do I have to see Brady cook?
You don't. You shouldn't. No one should have to see Brady cook.
But why are you telling me that? Like, so who's the PR? Like, Aaron Glenn.
But that's what he believes. So it's like the PR can't tell him what to
do.
The Jets PR person can't say, hey, don't mention that you want to see Brady Cook. He played Brady Cook. So he'd be asked about it. If he just left out Brady Cook, it'd be like, well, why'd you play Brady Cook?
Well, couldn't someone have followed up and say, didn't you see Brady Cook enough last year? You saw him 5 games. Like, what did you have to see? Like that fourth quarter, I did not watch. That was and I'll tell you, I'll give you one more thing where I think Aaron Glenn's going to make a big mistake. He is doing what most NFL coaches that are secure or have established teams where they're going to be very conservative in the preseason. I would do the exact opposite if I was Aaron Glenn. We just saw Breece Hall get hurt in practice. You get hurt anywhere. You could get hurt taking a shit. You could get hurt falling down the stairs, and you could get hurt in practice. So
I actually got an expert on the line that knows all about getting hurt taking a shit.
Have you gotten hurt a few times? It's unbelievable.
How you doing, Rooster?
Beast. Let me give you and hear me out here on this one, Beast too. We're playing. Aaron Glenn should prepare for Tennessee like his life depends on it. And if it was me, I'd play my starters the whole half versus Pittsburgh. And he won't. He's going to take the easy way out and say, well, I just saw Breece get hurt. I'm not playing anyone. And we're going to go in there not sharp. And we need to be sharp. We have a whole new football team, Jake.
I agree with you. I would like to see the starters play a lot more on Friday. Yes, there's injury risk, but
so what?
They have to be ready because their only chance of having a season is like I've used this example. just being more prepared than some of the teams they're going to play early on in the year when they're going to be in 3 of their first 4 games significant underdogs. Like, can you be in more football shape and more ready than Green Bay week 2, who's not going to play a lot of their starters in the
Taking advantage
preseason?
of it. Correct.
Chicago didn't play any of their guys over the weekend. I saw, like, the first month of the year when teams are trying to figure out who they are, they're not at their best yet. That's where the Jets need to strike and steal a couple wins to be relevant late in the year.
Aaron Glenn, Jordan Love's been there 6 years already, whatever it is, 5 years he's been. Caleb Williams been there. Geno Smith's been there, but not here. Get him the fuck out there. Sorry about the language. Get him out there. What are we doing? Who cares? Try to win game 1. Or what? He's going to say, well, it's the first game together. What do we expect? And when I hear that, I will break the remote. Unless we're not a serious organization. And maybe we're not still.
I think they'll play Friday a lot more. At least they should. Again, Geno needs to play.
I'm not sure.
Geno needs to play, and Klubnik needs to play a lot more.
And I agree. And Frankie V, you don't want to see Geno? He's going to be your quarterback.
Yes, Geno needs to play. Geno needs to play.
Get him out there. And I thought Omar Cooper was fine. Guys, he's a rookie. It's okay. And he was not a top 10 pick. He was picked 20. What was he, 27, 28, 29, 30? 30. It could be slow for Cooper. It's great if Isaiah Williams is good right now. Depth is everything in the NFL. We are struggling with depth. I will give the defense a little break. We were missing 4 key players that didn't play in that game, and that trickled down to the second team depth where the guys should not have been out there, so it looked a little more chaotic. That I will give Aaron Glenn a pass. When you're missing Sweat and you're missing Ayomada and you're missing Wright, that's going to hurt the depth. I thought the football part was fine, what we saw of it. But the head coach, it just feels, and again, it's preseason, but act like how you present yourself is everything. And it's the biggest thing for him to get those things out the time, be on the game. I still see him always with the clicking. Like he's always, all right, listen, it's preseason. Everyone's going to be probably going, act like you've been there. Try to understand that Tennessee is our Super Bowl. Okay? We can't, Aaron Glenn, your life's on the line.
Did your signed Leon Washington helmet arrive, Rooster?
I got it, and I got the other thing too.
I love it.
Beautiful. One quick Yankee note.
Yes.
The new shortstop is the best defensive shortstop the Yankees have had in 40 years. Did you see that one stat that came out?
It was incredible.
I don't
know what stat you're talking about, but
he's
I saw
11th going into Sunday in defensive runs saved out of the whole season. He's played 10 games. That's how good he's been defensively.
Amazing. And you know what annoys me, though? He could have been doing this months ago instead of watching Volpe and then playing Caballero out of position and every day. Like, but what if he didn't hit? Who cares? He fit right in with everyone else. The Yankees play the same exact game every day. It's just a matter of, are they going to win 2-1 or win or 3-2 maybe, or they're going to lose 2-1.
I'm not going to kill the Yankees because he was up for only 50, 60 at-bats in AAA. You had to give him 50, 60. We have him now for 2 good months going in. We're making the playoffs. We know, got to get Belly, Judge, and not whatever Stanton gives you. And let me tell you, get Belly and Judge back. This team is going to be very tough with that pitching. Very tough.
They got to get through the first round, which can be tough, but we'll see.
Yes, with the 2 out of 3 is the fluke, but we got the pitching to do it. And let me tell you one other thing, Aaron Boone. If Ryan Weathers does not stop, he is your 4th starter. Stick Rodon in the pen. Okay?
Agreed. I do not need to see Rodon.
He's a dog as it is.
Yep.
Beast, stay with it, brother. You're the best. Jay, thank you.
The Rooster. Just a heads up, Legally Blind's the only person that's asked about this, so I want to acknowledge it. Did I miss Samini's wild take about Glenn? You didn't miss it. The Breece news broke as our show started, so I pivoted it away from what the thumbnail image and the title image for this show is. I will save this topic because it's a good one for a different show this week, but you didn't miss it, Legally Blind. We just obviously pivoted because when the Jets' $15 million a year running back goes down with a non-contact injury, we led the show with that. That was what we needed to hit on. So you didn't miss it. I will address it in a different show later this week. So be on the lookout for that. All right, I got time for one more call here. Before we get to them, let's remind people we're headed to Vegas at the end of the month. Circa's contest weekend is upon us. Circasports.com for all the info on each of the 3 Circa Pro Football betting contests, including the Circa Million that we're signing up for. 20 million guaranteed up for grabs. The Circa Survivor, baby. That and the Circa Pro Million, they're 2 most popular. You get 6 million guaranteed for that. If you're a bettor like the Rooster is, he knows all about the Circa Mega Millions contest that they offer. Again, Circa Million, Circa Survivor, Circa Grandissimo. Entry starting at $1,000. 3 contests, multiple ways to win. All the info you need on how to enter is at circasports.com. The closer is on the line. He's a man amongst the boys. Ladies and gentlemen, we say hello to the great Dave Briga.
He thinks that Gary needs more shots upside his head. This cowboy hates when you don't believe in achievement. Well, they call him One Punch Briga. The moon landing was free. They call him One Punch Briga. His claim is not too dirty. Call him One Punch Briga. He did justice like his ass. One Punch Briga. Does it know they need done?
Hey, what's happening?
Hey, Dave, how are you?
Oh, not too good. I was on a disabled list all weekend, sick.
Oh,
so
no.
I tried to go to work today. I only made it half a day. So when I came out, I put the show on. So it's good. At least I could tune in. My voice is shot.
Is talking about the Jets going to make you feel better, though? It might make you feel worse.
At this point, is talking about this team is, either up or down. It's mostly down at this point. But hey, we're in there. We're hanging in there. That's all we could do. But I second everything Brewster said. I don't want to be redundant. He was on there quite a bit, brought forward all those points, and he's not wrong. I saw Glenn pop up at that press conference. How come every time he comes on, he makes me cringe? I don't know. I don't know, Jake. I'm trying to be objective, like I said in previous calls, but it's hard to be objective with this guy. It's really hard. It's just he doesn't show you a glimmer of too much hope coming up for the season. I mean, I didn't get a chance to watch the game. Just hear reports of, the different content men like yourself and playing as quarterbacks. I mean, come on. I don't get it. I really don't get this guy's coaching. He just doesn't have it, And going into the season with him, everybody knows. We all know this. We all know the story on Glenn. You can't. A leopard don't change his spots. He is who he is. It's not going to change. We're stuck with this guy. That's the sad fact. That's the sad fact. We're stuck with him to the end of the year.
I'm going to send you a new hat, Dave. I feel like if anyone is deserving of our brand new pain hats in my merch store, it's someone like you who's been a Jet fan since they were the New York Titans. That's what you deserve.
Yeah, well, I try not to let the pain bother me because it is what it is. I mean, I just want a little hope. That's all. Joe B. I think he takes more of the pain than I do. I don't know, Jake. And as far as 13-inch televisions, I remember watching in 1971 that famous shootout between John Unitas and Joe Willie. I was watching a 13-inch in my girlfriend's dorm room, black and white. Wow. That's the last time I saw a black and white 13-incher. So I guess Hofstra didn't have too many good televisions for their students. He probably had to bring in his own. Most of the time in the college dorms, they never had television. Probably in '94, that's what was there. Did Glenn have a black and white or a color TV? What do you have? What did he say?
He said he brought a color TV with him.
Well, probably only had black and white there. I wouldn't doubt it. Most of those colleges are pretty cheap. The kids bust stuff up in the dorm, so they probably don't want to give them the best stuff. Who knows? So what are we going to do with Glenn? You tell me. You tell me.
If he can't win enough games, I think they're going to hire a new coach, and I think Darren Muji's going to get the opportunity to do it.
You know what? I was so pumped up going into that first game versus Saleh because we want to get vengeance on that guy. But I think even Salah's better than this guy. You know, I mean, that's a sad fact to say. Salah being a better head coach, and we know how bad he was for us. He was terrible. No matter how much you want to give him props for being a good defensive coach, as far as being a head coach for us, he was horrid. And now I was trying to get pumped up for that game, and it's good for a meetup, but I don't think I could take another loss like that going down and seeing us get destroyed. And if he does that and he comes back and we get destroyed, you know what? They better fly a plane again, because I will have no hope if we go in there and get destroyed. Because this guy doesn't show me much, you know. And as far as this,
they can't get destroyed, though. I mean, it's one thing to lose. It's a different conversation if they get killed. If they get killed, you can forget any hope of having a season. If the Titans coming off a 3-win season with a new coaching staff destroy the Jets in that game, that would be the lowest of blows for any Jet fan and any Aaron Glenn defender at that point. Please see someone, because you need help if you're still trying to pretend like this is all normal.
Well, you guys, if that happens, you better go out of the stands and drag him out of there. I'm only joking some way, but it's very discouraging to see how he runs a team. And as far as this injury stuff goes, I mean, they treat these guys like nursery school kids. I mean, these injury reports, come on. I mean, they're doing one a days. They got days off. I understand CBO implications and everything, but how, and that terrible turf, Hall gets hurt again. What did he get hurt in that turf? The Breece Hall injury?
He got hurt in practice on grass.
On grass. Well, we can't blame it that. What happened the other night? He went around the end and he slipped on that turf, didn't he?
Yeah, the other night he just slipped.
He didn't get hurt?
He did not get hurt on that play, no.
Oh. Well, Jake, I don't know. I try to give Glenn the benefit of the doubt, but at this point, I can't. I just can't.
He's got to win games. That's it. He wins or he doesn't. There's no benefit of the doubt anymore. He used that up after he went 3-14.
Jake, does he see that? You have to ask himself, does this man see that? Does he? If I was in his shape, I'd be desperate for wins. I'd be pushing these guys like, I know that's not the way they do things today, but I'd be pushing these guys like you can't believe. Because I think that's the way you build a team. I understand. I mean, and as far as, I heard Tristan, and he keeps ragging on Bailey. Give the guy a chance. And Tristan, if you call, learn to speak up, because nobody can hear you if you're there. I couldn't even hear the guy. I heard Frankie V was even going deaf trying to hear that guy. I was hoping Frankie V would stay. I want to talk to him. So Frankie V can't be too pleased of Tristan coming on Bailey that much. Jake, I want to have all the optimism in the world, but each day it gets less and less. I try to be objective, hoping that the pain would stop. For everyone, not for me. I've seen a Super Bowl victory. Whatever happens, happens, It's all gravy at this point. I mean, I'd have, I just feel bad for you guys, all the content guys and all the newer fans that have to put up with this garbage every stinking year. Every year. It's sad.
It will get better, Dave. It might not be this year, but I believe.
Well, listen. Listen. We have to. Let's see what happens the rest of the preseason. Hopefully, he wakes up. Maybe some miracle will come from above. The Holy Spirit will sharpen this guy's mind or something. I don't know, because somebody has to wake him up. This man has to be desperate to win. He has to. Don't give us any lines. And don't make us cringe. All right, Jake. I know that's not much you're bringing it today, but I'm not feeling too well. So we'll talk to you the next time. God bless everyone out there.
Feel better, Dave.
He thinks that Foreman needs to get a freaking job. This cowboy hates to see Asmaniacs complain. What they call him, one-punch trigger. You need to get a job. What they call him, one-punch trigger. The beast is on his ass. They call him one-punch trigger. Has anyone seen Dean Mack? They call him one-punch trigger. He'll only need one.
Dave, we feel your pain, man. I genuinely do believe there is light at the end of the tunnel for the Jets. Because I think we have a general manager. Gator says, need to send Briga a pain shirt. Oh, you know I am, Gator. I even said it to Dave at the beginning of the call if you tuned in late. Ryan McCarthy gifted another membership. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate everyone supporting the show. Don't let go of that rope.
Just don't let go of the rope.
Ladies and gentlemen, Abu Jacob with a super chat. What are you hearing on Arvell? He looked really good at linebacker for the Giants on Saturday. I watched him have a huge run stuff on like the second play of the game. He's playing a different position, so it's tough to compare him versus Bailey. But Bailey, I thought, looked pretty good in his debut, as did Reese. I think they're both going to be really good players. I've said this before. That's why, I wasn't if you go back and check the tapes, I wasn't like some others, like Sabo or Blewett or like Will Parkinson or like all the Badlands guys were like depressed, it sounded like, after they took Bailey over Reese. My big thing was I think Bailey's going to be good. I think Reese is going to be good. I didn't want them taking Bailey because it was always he's the most ready to play right away, and we need to save Aaron Glenn's job. That was my issue with it, if that was the logic. Don't take a player to save a head coach's job because Bailey's not going to save his job anyway. When's the last time a pass rusher saved a coach's job? A quarterback saved coach's job. Pass rushers don't. Myles Garrett is the best player in the NFL. How many coaches has he had in Cleveland? How many jobs did he save? That was my thing, but I liked Bailey and Reese. I would have taken Reese, though. I was on the record. I wanted the guy with the higher upside if I'm taking, a swing on someone at number 2. But I was fine with Bailey, and I'm glad he's played great so far. He's looked good. Ralphie says, here's the answer about the TVs. Hofstra students like Gary moved out of the dorms and took their own TVs out. Players had to bring their own in. That actually makes a lot of sense. Shout out to Ralphie, whose wife is a graduate of Hofstra.
I hug him every day. I hug him every day.
And played softball at Hofstra. So Wayne Corbett and Ralphie Rocks, his wife, two of the greatest athletes that come from Hofstra University. Go Pride. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a show. I want to thank everyone who watched. We'll have the raffle this afternoon. If you want a hat or a shirt, we made 100 available. I think 30 have already sold in a couple days. So thanks to everyone who bought some new merch ahead of the season. This is a hat that will never go out of style and a shirt that will never go out of style. JakeAsman.com/shop. If you want either. If you're a Patreon member, make sure you use the promo code you get when you sign up so you can get 25% off all items in the store. Again, thanks to everyone who supports the show, all our new subscribers. Check out the show in audio form on either Apple or Spotify. August is pacing to be our most downloaded month ever. So shout out to all our podcast listeners who consume the show on either Apple or Spotify. You can watch on YouTube and listen from anywhere. You guys are the best. Thanks for watching. My name is Jake Asman. If you've been watching for the last 2 hours, you knew that. We will talk to you this afternoon with a live report from Jets training camp with either Robbie Sabo or Connor Long. Maybe both. We'll find out then. But I leave you guys with a short clip that needs to be played on a day like today. Go Jets, everyone. We'll talk to you soon.
Listen, pig mouth, shut up. Keep your mouth shut. Number one, when you call people old, this is what you get.
You don't scare me. You don't scare me. You don't scare me, David. You're always going to see this face. All right? I'm always going to be right in the Jake. No matter who's the Jet quarterback, I'm always going to be here. You know what I mean?
Listen, buddy.
I'm trying to run me out of the show.
You're
I'm
an
not
idiot.
going
You don't know
nowhere.
anything about football. You never did. Mr. Zero. Mr. Zero. There he is.
I'm
In the flesh. Mr. Zero. That's you. You bad Wi-Fi. Take that hat off. Put that Jets hat on. Let's see it. Come on. Get that cap on. Go to work. Are you work? You know how to work?
Twice in the afternoon, baby. Who wants to ask me a question in the chat?
It's all I need. One punch. One punch. One punch. One punch. One knocker. One punch. I think you
Give
know
me some time by myself.
One punch.
Wow.
One punch.
Dave Brigger bringing some passion. Thank you, Dave. Hold on one second. Charles Gorman is shirtless on hold, and I'm not missing an opportunity to see a man's man body.
Get a shirt on. Go look for a job. Do something. That was a horrible vision, Jake. Enough is enough.
I was actually going to get ready to take a shower, but I did not expect you to put me on with my shirt off.
What are you doing up this late in the day taking a shower?
Well, you look handsome, Charles. You have a great shower, all right?
Get dressed, get a shower, and go out and hit the pavement.
That's why he's a one seat, folks. Did you shave?
Yes. I'll be fine. I've been through worse.
I don't think you want to just walk around with blood on your face.
I'm a little bit overweight. Dave Brigger hates my guts.
Dave writes in, I don't hate you, Charles. That's not accurate. I care for your long-term success. You need to get ambitious.
You're the same guy that called me a bum on the Nick Shine show.
You did say F you to him, did you not?
Yes. Fuck you, Dave Brigger, because I was mad at him.
Whoa!
Hey, Asmaniacs, make sure to hit the like button and keep on supporting the Jake Asman Show.
That's right, Beast. If you don't subscribe to Jake Asman Show, the Jets will never win another game. Go Jets!